Welcome everybody to Grandad's Art Space. I'm Terry. Today I'll just give you an update of what's going on. I've spent a little bit of my Christmas money, well, quite a bit of it actually, what I had, on getting some books on the Jacobite Rebellion. So they've come through today, and the first one is the Men-at-Arms, which is the Cumberland's Culloden. That's the army. I like Osprey books. They're very, very good. The information they give really does help. Like on this page, all the units, the regiments, battalions that took part. I don't know whether they all took part in Culloden, but they've certainly got quite a big list. And then you've got the colour plates. I love these colour plates. Really, they're so helpful. You know, it's all right having reading material. If you've got a mind like mine that doesn't hold much information, once you've read it, you turn the page and it just seems to disappear somewhere. Colour plates, they really do help me. Very useful. Very, very useful. I'm looking forward to reading these. I didn't know they had these type of guys. These sort of hussar types. But they're Georgia Rangers, so I suppose they were in the Americas more than over here. Don't know. Till I've read the book, I don't know. So that's the first one. Okay, Cumberland's Culloden. The next one was I Am Minded to Rise. Now, I don't know what these are about, because as I say, I've only just unpacked them. But this one's all about the clothing, weapons, and accoutrements of the Jacobites in Scotland from 1689 to 1719. Now, this is all written text. There's a couple of colour plates. That one's nice. The Jacobites. So the other bits in there are to do with banners and flags and whatnot. Then there's this one, Rebellious Scots to Crush, a military response to the Jacobite 45, edited by Andrew Bamford. This one looks a very, very interesting book. I was expecting this to have a lot of colour plates in, but it isn't. It's text. It is all text, apart from a couple. There's that one, which is quite nice. Nose. Hey, Ken, if you ever see this, mate, was he one of your ancestors? He don't half look like you. Then there's one of the hats, different mitres from the Grenadiers. And then a volunteer of the Derbyshire Blues. And then, as I say, the rest of it is just then all text. And at the back here, so I noticed when I quickly looked through, you got different army listings. So you got Cumberland's army, who was under him. Then you had, I can find them, Hawley's army. Then there was Pursuit to Carlisle. What the book had written in. The Lichfield army. So you got all different armies that sort of like different places. So that's going to be a really interesting read. I'm looking forward to that one. Then this one, which I've been waiting for, which is Culloden 1746, the Highland Clan's Last Charge. Now, this one looked really interesting. So I grabbed it while I could. Yeah, okay. Some of them can be a bit expensive, but I enjoy reading about history, even though I don't remember all of it. I do enjoy reading it, but I've got the books when I want to go back to them as well. But it's a map of the march of the Jacobite army in 1745. I do like looking at the different periods in history. But you got colour plates, black and whites, battles at the Battle of Prestonpans. And you got so much stuff in here. The Battle of Falkirk, all leading up to Culloden. More colour plates. Order of battle for the government army. Yeah, more colour plates. All these things come in so useful when you're painting figures. You've got the order of battle of the Jacobite army. So, if you want to reconstruct the entire Culloden, and I don't know whether I'm going to do that, I'm sort of already trying to crunch my way through the English Civil War one at Marston Moor. Whether I do Culloden and all, I don't know. But I think I will be doing some troops. But you got all the various clans that took place. And it's nice to see my lot there. The Camerons on the right wing. One of the biggest clans, apparently, that took place in Culloden was the Camerons. But there's a lot of information to be absorbed. The battle plan itself of Culloden, those that took part, the engagements and how they worked out. But that'd be interesting to paint up, wouldn't it? Woo-hoo. Some nice bright colours there. And on that one, I was talking to a chap, a Highlander, who's into the Jacobite stuff. And he was telling me, because I was asking him about, I know that they didn't have the modern day clan colours that we see now. They didn't have those at Culloden. But I was sort of asking him, was there any early clan colours that had already been sorted that, the laird sort of said, you will wear these colours. And apparently not. They just wore whatever plaid was produced locally to where they were. So they might have all sorts of different flower colours, dyes out the flowers, bits of wood and stuff that got colour out of, onion skins, whatever, to dye the cloth, dye the tartan. So that said, you can just paint them however you want because there's no strict clan colour as such. So I was quite sort of happy about knowing that. So mine are going to be all sorts of colours. Why not? Why not just have a go? And it's. I finally found something in historical figures that I can employ the same sort of techniques that I do in fantasy, where I'm just left to do whatever I want. There's no regimental colours. There's no clan colours as such. Just paint whatever you want. So, having said that, I've made a little start on one of the Highland figures. I've just started to paint up his plaid, however you pronounce it. I think it's plaid. I'm not sure. So, even though I've got a bit of a shaky hand, I'm still happy with the way you can see it, the way the lines are turning out. I'm really happy about that. What I've done was obviously put a primer on, hand painted the primer. Then I painted it in, where was it? Yeah, flat blue. Then, because I sort of thought to myself, I'm going to have a heck of a job trying to paint highlights on top of this tartan once it's all painted, and shadows. So I thought, right, with the base colour down, I then went ahead and put a wash over the top of it of strong tone. Now this is the strong tone that's the watercolour based one, not the oil based. So you can wash a brush in water. So I put that down all over it, and it's given the shadows. So I haven't got to go back and try and put shadows in. And then I've gone over with the red. So I'll then put, I'm torn at the moment whether to go for green or yellow for the next sort of like for the vertical lines. But I'll see how it turns out. And then the highlights, I'll just be able to touch in between, just little touches of bright blue or brighter blue, just to give a hint of a highlight. And that'll do for the tartan then. But it's a lovely figure to paint. It really is. Really, the only thing I've sort of noticed that I don't know whether it's the sculpt or whether it's meant to be like this, but the plaid, when it goes round and comes up over his shoulder, it's stopped on his shoulder, and it doesn't come down. It doesn't come down his body underneath to join up. Now, whether they actually pinned it onto their battle tunic, which I'm thinking they did, I'm not sure, or whether when the sculpt was made, they forgot about it. But looking at the actual sculpt, I don't think they have. I think it's done on purpose. But if anybody knows, because I don't know that for sure. If anybody knows that they actually did only bring one piece over and then put the bottle, or not the bottle, the brooch, I'll call it a brooch, to pin it onto their battle dress without having it sort of like coming up from underneath as well, then I'd be grateful for that information. But yeah, I'm happy with them. It's turning out nice. This is going to be the experimental one before I go into them. I know I'm supposed to be painting up my Napoleonic British. I'm getting there. But what have I gone and done? Yes, I've started the French. I know. See how that turns out. But I'm now at the point with the British. I've got all the base colours down. Apart from the command, I've got to do all the command yet. There's what, 5 figures on the command, which I've got to do. But all the infantry is all done. I've now just got to go over and correct all my mistakes. Because what I was doing was, as I was painting, especially all the strappings and the white things on his battle dress, every time I made a mistake and went offline, I was going back over and trying to do it with the red and then redoing it with the white. Oh, it's becoming a nightmare. So after about, I don't know, 8 of those doing it like that, I just give up. I just thought, forget it. I'm just going to do the red, then go over in the white. Now thinking about it, I should have done them all white first and then just put the red in afterwards. And I'm going to do that next time. Next time? I'm doing them again. We'll see. But I'm happy with that result now. Now I'm going to go over them and just go back and correct all the mistakes. And there's a few. There's quite a few on them, but it won't take half as long. But I've enjoyed the process better since sort of like just saying, oh, you know what, forget the mistakes, I'll just go back afterwards. And I've enjoyed the process more. And I'm happy. I'm happy with the results that have come out. They're not brilliant. No, they're not brilliant. You know, at the end of the day, I'm no youngster. My eyesight's not the best, and I've got a shaky hand now. So, you know, I'm not going to be able to do high detail anymore. It's just, you know, in my past life, growing up, working in the art field, because it's basically what I used to do. Um, I used to work in archaeology, doing field drawings and stuff. Then from there, when I got married, I moved into doing graphic design and then into theatre, doing all the backdrops and stuff for theatres. So over the years, I suppose, constant, um, it's like anything else, constant use of certain muscles, certain ways, has left a tremor in my hand. And it's hard now to get really fine detail. That's why I don't bother with eyes. As I said last time, I paint an eye, the whole face sort of looks like an eyeball. It's dreadful. So I don't bother. So I just paint what I can paint now, and the rest of it I just forget it. But I'm quite happy with that result as base paint. Now I shall go over, and once I've done the command, put a wash on. I'm not sure what I'm going to put, whether I'm going to put a light tone or a dark tone yet. I'm not sure. I think if I put a dark tone, it's going to darken them down too much. But I don't know. I'll see. I can't remember what I put on the. I've done the Grenadiers. I can put them. Oh, here they are. Lost them for a minute. I've done the Grenadiers. They're finished. And I can't remember whether I put strong tone on them or dark tone. It's gone. So I've got to experiment again. But those ones are now completely finished, with wobbles as well. But it is what it is. So I'm quite happy with the results of those. I do my highlights sort of splattered. I don't, when you look at things in life, you don't see straight lines all the time, and you know it's like it's patchy light that hits. So that's what I've done on his trousers. I've got to go back and do all the mud and everything up his trousers yet. But yeah, I'm happy with the results of the Grenadiers. I finally worked out the difference between Grenadiers and Light and centre companies. So my biggest thing now is what to stand them on, whether to put them on 6 men to a stand or 4 men to a stand. I've got 4 Grenadiers and 4 Light companies, so they're going to be 4 to a stand. So I think I might just do all the Fusiliers as 4 to a stand. We'll see. We'll see how it goes with the command in the centre. But yeah, should have them finished by the end of next week, and then I'm going to start the French then. So, but hey, we do it to enjoy, don't we? It helps us to for the levels of stress and tension and to come down, and depression to disappear, and all sorts. So, but yeah, see how he turns out. I'm not saying I'm into Napoleonics, but having started off really hating them and saying never again, now I've figured out why I was going wrong. Remember, I've only been painting a couple of years, so I'm actually enjoying that process on them now. So I may well do a few more British line infantry. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, have a nice day. Stay safe. Keep away from the virus. God bless. See you later. Bye.